Hey guys, welcome to a special edition of Sean Does DIY. So I've been making these videos for about 8 months now, and I thought I might do like a little behind the scenes type of thing to show you how I make the videos and what goes into producing them. So what you're about to see is the completely unedited raw video of a video I just shot about my dust collection system. So please don't judge me too harshly because I mess up quite a bit. Cue the color bars. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. All right, so I got to think about what I'm going to say. Let's see. What did we do? We did the intro. Yeah. All right. I don't know what I'm going to say. All right. All right, so we can build this simple. Yeah, that's it. I don't really. I should write. I should write down what I'm doing. You know what I want to say, but I don't. I just usually do a few takes, and hopefully I get it. So here we go. All right, so I did my intro already, and now I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about what I got underneath the bench here with the shop vac, etc. All right, so here we go. So I'm gonna do a quick clap, like a movie clapboard. So basically, the old days they used to sync sound with that because the sound was recorded separately. Most of the time it still is, so that way they can sync the sound and the video all together. So cool. All right, so let's go. All right, let me think. What am I gonna say? All right. Yeah, sometimes I do a little standing around just going, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna say. All right, cool. Let me think. All right, so I got the intro. All right. Yep. Now I can't. Doing 2 videos at the same time, I'm trying to think about which ones I'm talking about. So, all right. Let's see. All right. And it is hot out here today. All right. Okay, so we can put together this. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so we can put together this simple dust collection system without spending a bunch of money on, you know, the big cyclone dust collectors and all that stuff. All right, so we can put together this simple. You gotta look at the lens, not the monitor. All right. So we can put together this simple shop. We can put together this simple. God dang. All right. We can put together this simple shop vac dust collection system without spending. We can put together this We can put together this simple dust collection system without spending a bunch of money on, you know, the big cyclone dust collection systems and having to run tubing everywhere. Now, obviously, if you're a commercial shop, that's a little different. But for this simple, you know, small shop garage shop, so we can put together We can put together this simple. We can put together this simple. Blah blah blah. We can put together this simple. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Okay. We can put together this simple dust collection system in a small, you know, shop like this in the garage, without spending a bunch of money on, you know, the big cyclone dust collection systems and running tubing everywhere and having to worry about, you know, static and all that other kind of stuff. So let me show you what I got here. So everything I got except for these, I got except for the Start over. All right. So we can put together this simple dust collection system here in a small garage like this. So we can put together this simple dust collection system for a small shop like this out here in the garage without spending a bunch of money on the big cyclone dust collection systems and running tubing and all that kind of stuff. So let me show you what I got here. Everything I got at the big orange box store, with the exception of these blast gates. I found them on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. So I just got a couple extra hoses here that I can use to attach to the oh my Lord, I don't know what I'm saying. Right. All right. Okay, so we can put together this simple dust collection system here for a small shop like this in my garage. All right, so we can put together this simple dust collection system for, All right, so we can put together this simple dust collection system for a small shop like my garage out here. All right, so we can put together this simple dust collection system for, a small shop like this in a garage without spending a bunch of money on the big, cyclone dust collection systems and all that kind of stuff. Working in a shop like this, I don't do a lot of commercial work, so I don't need all that stuff. And everything I got at the big orange box store, with the exception of these blast gates. I got these on Amazon. And I'll put links to all this stuff down below so you can check it out and see what might work for you. So to start off, I got a couple extra hoses here that I can attach to the blast gate, so I can run to my table saw, or if I put the sander out, I can run it into that. But let me show you what I got underneath the bench here, so see if it works for you. All right, so we got just a simple shop vac here. It's nothing fancy. Now what I did was I took the hose that came with the shop vac and I just cut it so I could attach it to my piping. And I didn't get fancy with the piping or anything like that. This is just 2-inch PVC, and I used rubber connectors, rubber couplings, so I can connect everything. And I like doing that without having to glue everything together, because if something gets jammed in there or whatever, I can easily take it apart, clean it out, and get back to work. And so I got it hooked to this switch right here. So I spin it down here so I can turn it on and off real easy. All this is a switch that has one end plugs into the wall and the other end has a plug like an extension cord for the shop vac, and it's just all tied back up there with zip ties and everything. And to get it out, it's no big deal. I can just disconnect this hose right here, boom, and then I can take this right here, and then I can take it out, empty it, clean the filter, whatever I need to do. So yeah, it's a piece of cake, pretty easy. And so right now I've got the blast gate that I use for the table saw, or if I want to hook my hose up to it, clean some sawdust off the bench or whatever, no big deal. I can put my sander on top of the table saw or wherever I want to put it, hook it into that. So it's real simple. Now, one thing I did find with these blast gates that I got, they're relatively inexpensive. They're not grounded. They're none of that stuff. When it's in this position like this, sawdust was getting caught in here at this very end here, and it wouldn't shut all the way. So what I did was I ended up just, to put it on my bandsaw, it's not a very good cut, but I just cut that end off so it opens up, and then if sawdust gets cut in there, I can just, when I shut the gate, it just pushes it out, no big deal. I was kind of worried about, it was like, oh, if I break that little seal or whatever, but it works great. I haven't any issues with, why this one's closed and another one's open, that I'm losing suction because of that. So as you can see, got this one right that comes out here, and then I got it coming up for the shop vac, and then it goes up to the radial. And then what I did was I went ahead and put this Y connection over here that goes through this little wall here in the bench, so that if I ever want to extend it out to where I have my bandsaw and drill press, I could put it out there. I haven't really had to do it yet. But it's ready to go, and all I did was just cap it off and just threw some PVC in there to so I didn't lose suction. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's super simple. Anybody can put this together without any trouble. So that's it. I don't really know what else to say about this. It's just real simple. Oh, some people are asking about static buildup You know, the big systems with all that sawdust and stuff running through, you get some static buildup. And so those systems have to be grounded. So a lot of those will have pipes, or the tubing for it has copper wire that's kind of inside the tubing, that when you hook to your gate, you hook to wherever you're plugged in, you hook to the dust collection system and all that. So it all grounds it off so you don't get the static buildup. So far I haven't had any issues, and I use it all the time with my table saw, and it works great. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about the system, you know, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. Yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I don't know what else to say. I don't know if you could see my face when I was looking at it like this. Probably not. So where's the top of that? I don't think you can see my face. I might have to do that again, I think. All right. So, so I did that, but I realized the camera that I have on the ground down here, I don't know if you could see my face when I was looking at it. So I raise the camera up a little bit, and then I'm gonna reshoot it all. And you know, I'm sure I'll say something different because I never write it down, which I should. You know, like a teleprompter or something great. All right. So, yep. All right. Oh, hot. Wet. Wake up. All right. Got everything going. So I stopped all the cameras. I'm going to restart them, and we'll go from there. So let me double check, see where I can see here. All right, so it's looking a little above the bench, which is good. Let's see, where do I look like? I need a second monitor. So yeah, I think that'll be good, as long as I kind of squelch down a little bit. All right, so we'll start over. All right, I gotta check my audio again, make sure I'm good. Test 1, 2, 3, all right. All right. Whew, hot. So hot. All right. And I like to do single takes with my background in videography and putting together videos and stuff for the Air Force. I don't like to do a lot of jump cuts. Sometimes they're good, you know, J cuts and all this other kind of stuff. But I try to do as many as I can as just one take. So that's it. All right, so we're gonna redo it again. Get my audio sync, where I can sync all the cameras up together. It just makes it easier. All right, sweating my butt off out here. All right, are we recording? Make sure we're all recording. Yep. Okay. All right, so what did I say last time? All right. So we can put together this simple, So we can put together this simple, So we can put together this simple, wow, my brain just goes ahead of myself. All right. Wait for the car to go by. Happens a lot. Or somebody starts mowing or whatever. All right. So we can put together this, simple So we can put together this simple dust collection system, without using a bunch of, So we can put together this simple dust collection system for a small garage shop like this one, without spending a bunch of money on, you know, big giant cyclone dust collection systems and running tubing everywhere and all that stuff. You know, for something like this, I have 3 or 4 pieces of equipment that, you know, I can use, and I don't use them all at the same time, that I can hook to the shop vac. So as I said, it's a shop vac. That's super simple. You know, I got some extra hoses here that I can run to various pieces of equipment, the table saw, or if I bring the sander out, or, you know, the bandsaw or something like that. And I got all this stuff at the big orange box store, with the exception of these blast gates. I got these on Amazon. And I'll put the description down below of all this stuff, and, you know, you can link to it and check it out, see if it's something that'll work for you. So let's take a look underneath the bench here, where I have the meat or the bones or whatever you want to call it of the shop vac, or of the dust collection system. I didn't like that at all. All right. All right, so we can put together this simple dust collection system for, you know, a small shop garage. So we can put together this simple dust collection system for, you know, a small shop in a garage like this, with relative ease and expense. I don't need to go out and purchase, you know, a big giant cyclone dust collection system and have to run tubing everywhere, you know, all over the place, and ground it and all that kind of stuff. Everything I got, with the exception of these blast gates, I got from the big orange box store. You know, relatively inexpensive. So, you know, let's start with, I got these hoses here, just a couple extras that I could hook to the table saw or the sander or the bandsaw, you know, whatever I need to use. And then underneath the bench is where the shop vac is, that, you know, is the dust collection system. So we'll go take a look at this. It's really easy. I just got the shop vac. I just shoved it under there. I didn't put all the wheels and all that kind of stuff on there. I didn't really need it. And then I just ran the PVC with these rubber couplings to get, you know, to get the you know, where I wanted to put the connection points. So the first thing I did was I took the shop vac, I took the hose that came with it, and I just cut it so that I could put it in the, you know, in this rubber coupling right here. And it's super easy. I can just take it off, like, you know, like so. I can bring it out, open it up, and take it apart to empty it or whatever. Real easy. Clean the filter, etc. And then when I need to put it back in, just put the hose right back on, clip it down, and you're good to go. It's out of the way, no big deal. So the piping is just standard 2-inch PVC piping that, you know, I got from the orange store, with the rubber couplings that are attached to the blast gates, etc. So what you can see here is, you know, it's hooked to the piping over here, and then it comes out here for this gate, which goes to the table saw or whatever other piece of equipment I might have out in the shop. And then it comes up, hits a Y, and then goes up for the radial. And then there's a blast gate on the radial back there as well. And then if you come on this side, where I come through this little wall here on the bench, I went ahead and added just a piece if I want to ever extend out to, you know, another tool or something, like where I keep my bandsaw and all that. I haven't had really the need to do that just yet, but it's really easy to expand this system. So I just put some PVC with a cap on it so I don't lose suction. Yeah, super simple, super easy. And what else I did? Well, I hooked it to this switch right here. This is just a switch. One end plugs into the wall. The other end has a plug like an extension cord that the shop vac is on. And I can turn the shop vac on and off with ease without having to try to get underneath the table, you know, or the bench. Because normally, like, I keep a little air compressor here, and there's, you know, the hoses are all stored in here. So yeah, so it's super easy, super simple. Didn't cost a lot, yeah. So, you know, somebody asked me about static. You know, the big systems, they can build up static because they're running a lot of material through them, static electricity. And so far, I really haven't had that issue. So I haven't had to worry about it. Now those systems, the tubing, etc., has, you know, copper wire and stuff run through it so that you can ground it to the blast gates and the system and, you know, all that stuff. So you don't build up that static. It hasn't been an issue for what I do here in the shop, so no big deal. Oh, another thing is I like to use these rubber couplings and this, you know, just PVC, so I don't have to glue it all together. So if something gets jammed up in there or whatever, I can just easily take it apart, clean it out, put it back together, and get back to work. Yeah, so that's the simple system I got here in the shop. It works great. Haven't had any issues with it. You know, I can run the vac for you know, depending on what I'm doing for, you know, a month or two, and then empty it out, clean the filter off, throw it all back in there, no big deal. So yeah, cool. Well, I hope you found the video helpful. If you got any questions, you know, feel free to ask down in the comments below, or you can email me. I'll put the link down there as well, and I'll answer anything I can. Oh, you know what? There's one more thing. With these, I found with these blast gates, when they're in the horizontal position, like I have back here behind the radial, it's not a big deal. But when they're like this in the vertical, I noticed down here on the for the gate for my table saw, that the sawdust would kind of build up inside this end over here, and I couldn't shut it all the way. So what I did was I ended up just putting it on the bandsaw and just cutting this end off right here. And it works great, pushes the sawdust out. And you know, I was kind of worried, it's like, well, if I break that seal or whatever, is it gonna lose suction? Haven't noticed any major loss of suction at all with that little bit being cut off. So works great, simple fix, yeah. Other than that, that's it. If you, like I said, if you got any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'll answer anything I can. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. All right, well, that's a couple takes. Seemed to ramble a bit, but yeah, so that's kind of a behind the scenes of how I put these videos together. I got the multiple cameras, as you can see. I got the main right here with the monitor on it. That's usually, I got my microphone hooked to it. There's one down here on the floor so I could get that low shot while I was talking about what's underneath the bench. And then there's two GoPros. There's one that's under here with the clamp that's just kind of sitting there so you can get the whole thing. And then because I was going over against, you know, this other side over here, I decided I wanted to put another little one just so I could show that. So yeah, so typically when I shoot these videos, I'm just using the two cameras, the two, you know, like DSLRs, and then usually 1 to 3 GoPros, depending on what I'm doing, because I like to be able to get, you know, different angles and different shots and things like that. So, and I'll put links to all the different gear I use, microphones and the cameras and things, down in the description below. You're more than, you know, welcome to check it out. Or if you got any questions on how videos I make them, or how, wow, see, I can't even talk. And I'm not going to do another take because this is just a behind the scenes. So, excuse me. So yeah, so that's how I make the videos. And if you guys would like to see what I do once I get the video, you know, all the clips and everything onto the computer and how I edit them, I'd be happy to show you that too. It's fun. I love editing. So, all right. Well, that's kind of a quick behind the scenes of all this stuff that I do here in the shop. It's fun. I love making these videos. Yeah. So cool. All right. Well, behind the scenes with Sean Does DIY. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye. All right. I'm done with that one, maybe. We'll see. Once I get into the computer, sometimes I go, ah, all right.